So the more I start to learn about this dude, Tekashi 6ix9ine, the more I see the same movie I've seen before, right? Where you have a guy who is classified as Mexican, he's basically non-black, who has been created, manufactured to mimic and pull the strings in today's climate in the hip-hop industry. So again, like I said before in my last video, the rainbow colored hair, right? I think of LGBT, the suspect clothing, you know, you can get away with that in today's day and age. Just, you know, obviously it's a rap style. I've actually heard his song, GMO, whatever it's called. Sounds like Sticky Fingers from Onyx. That's what he sounds like. I think of Onyx when I heard. I only heard like the first 10 seconds. I heard like the first 10-15 seconds of the track, maybe first 8 or 12 bars of his rap, and I just shut it off. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm done. But he is the perfect mix of today's climate in the hip hop industry. He is a manufactured artist that was created to make money on the back end from the people that manufactured him. That's all he is. And this is the same thing that's happened in the early 90s and so many other significant names. But one name comes to mind was the group back in the early 90s called Young Black Teenagers. You know, I told you I'm old school. I'm 38, so I go all the way back to, you know, 80s and 90s in hip hop. As you can see on the screen, Young Black Teenagers, this is the group. They're all classified as non-black, what you see on the screen. This was a hip hop group back in the early 90s. All of them non-black, called Young Black Teenagers. One of their songs were called, or one of their singles released back in the day were called Proud to Be Black. This is the track right here, Proud to Be Black. And the group, you can check out interviews, right? Recent interviews they've done. I believe one of the group members, DJ Scribble, indicates that this was a manufactured group created by one dude named Hank Shockley. He gave them that name, Young Black Teenagers. He said, this is what you're going to do. We're trying to sound like, back in the day, you know, early 90s, they're trying to sound like leaders of the new school. Trying to sound like them. Trying to sound like, you know, back in that heyday, gangster rap was prominent. So trying to mimic that sound of gangster rap, and trying to, you know, not only gangster rap, but was also conscious rap as well, right? Back in the early 90s, you have the conscious movement where people were wearing African medallions, you know, RGB colors and stuff like that. So they were pulling the strings of the climate back in the 90s and making sure that the people who manufactured them were making enough money off the name as a manufactured gimmick group, right? So again, there's no difference from back then than what it is today with this dude Tekashi 6ix9ine, who's doing the same exact thing. The people who created him are trying to make as much money as they possibly can from this guy. All right, he's manufactured, he's a gimmick, and that's what they've done by creating this guy and pulling the strings from today's hip hop climate, right? With what's accepted. Like I said, the rainbow colored hair, the suspect clothing, doing things that are just basically suspect, and where you would be questioned back in the day, back in the 90s and the 80s, you would be questioned about all that stuff coming out, you know, in the entertainment industry, specifically the hip hop industry as a rapper. You'd be damn questioned. Now it's accepted. Now it's accepted. right? And obviously appropriating gang culture, saying the N-word, and of course that's nothing new. You have a whole bunch of non-black people in hip-hop saying the N-word, and I never messed with these guys. Like, for instance, you know, DJ Khaled, who I've always called a culture vulture. He's been using the N-word since, you know, as you can see here. You know what I'm saying? Whole bunch of guys like that saying the N-word that are non-black. It's nothing new. It's been like that since, because when you allow this to happen, right? DJ Khaled, who has a whole bunch of black people that he knows, they allow that to happen. And so he feels empowered to say it and do it. Same thing with this guy, Tekashi 6ix9ine. He has a whole bunch of black people around him who allows him to say it, and now he feels comfortable, he feels empowered to use the word consistently, right? So that's what it is, man. You know, the Tekashi character, he's a manufactured industry plant, and they're going to use as much, you know, staying power and resources to milk as much money off this dude as possibly can until he runs dry. I don't see no longevity with this guy. Just a gimmick rapper, and you know, you won't be around next year, like our ancestor Craig Mack said. You won't be around next year. You know, and you know, he's just a very short-term rapper with a low career. There's no, again, with these Generation Z rappers, this guy's created manufacturing industry plan. So he's going off a script. Okay, so it's not about trying to help somebody like this guy. You know, you can't, because he's using a script. He can't go off that script. He's in way too deep. He got the tattoos, you know, rainbow colored hair, you know, sounding like Onyx, wanna be gangster, wanna be suspect, all that stuff. He's in too deep. So that character, he has to play. He's like a method actor. He has to play it 24/7. So he's in too deep. You can't go in there and try to mentor or help this guy. That's not gonna work, right? He's way in too deep. And he knows that he has to sell what he's trying to do in order for him to make as much money, and for his handlers, his creators, to make much money from him as possible, right? That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is a foreshadow of what young black teenagers were back in the day to what Tekashi 6ix9ine is in today's 2018 hip hop industry. You know, no different whatsoever. So, all right, family. So those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below about this dude, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Let me know what you guys think. If you heard his music, because I finally heard his song for the first time. I played the first maybe 15, 20 seconds. I heard the first 8 bars, and I turned it off. I was like, okay, dude sounds like Onyx, got the same energy. And this was a methodical approach to make sure when he was created, he had a unique sound, right? In today's climate, unique, but it's not unique if if you're a hip hop old school head like myself, you say immediately he sounds like Onyx, right? So his creators, his handlers, again, they wanted him to sound a certain way, look a certain way, to pull the strings from today's climate and be accepted. And of course, he's being accepted and embraced right now, but it's not going to last very long, because again, like our ancestor said, Craig Mack, you won't be around next year. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't gonna be around next year. They'll just get as much money from this as he possibly can. And on to the next one. All right, family. So those are my quick thoughts on Tekashi 6ix9ine. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. All right, family. All my social media links are down below in the description. And shout out to all my new subscribers as well. I'm still waiting for my appeal from my last video where I got a strike, so I can go ahead and do my live stream every week and chop it up with you guys. But until then, I'll just continue to push out content for you guys, and try to help spark and give you guys suggestions on the climate of today's issues in Black society and ultimately ending systemic oppression, aka white supremacy, in this country and around the world. All right, family. Until next time, Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.